Hello and welcome to the Stew with JT Brew on Fantasy and Frames. It's that day, the big gambling day toast, the number one gambling day of the year. The Super Bowl is here. Chiefs versus the Eagles. We're going to break down all our favorite bets, throw out some crazy bets as well. You know how we like to do on this Stew with JT Brew, the JT Parlay play of the day. I'm going to put a crazy one in, but we're just going to discuss the game, all the bets we like. Feel free to jump in with us. It's coming to you right now here on the Stew.
You up on trades and wire moves, you ain't designed to lose. Find you jumping over seemingly nothing, racking up points, makes the game a little more fun to watch. Can drop release, we started with the mock draft and now we making a mockery of the leaderboard. Quite obviously not a scrub, so start an institute, make evaluations like a commissioner do. It's to the point your wife make you watch in a different room. Update your roster and pick and choose when you get some news. Not much that we enjoy more than sipping through, sifting through new statistics to make it to our end zones through different routes. Universities, institutes, down to homies who click in groups. I introduce you to the Stew with JT Brew.
I want to welcome in my co-host, my friend Toast. Thanks for joining me. We had a couple people had to bail last second. Our fearless leader Jorge, little medical emergency. Hope you get better, Jorge. Had to go to the hospital this morning, so he had to jump out on the show. So me and Toast are trying to hold it down here on the Stew with JT Brew here on Fantasy in Frames. Feel free to jump in the comments, ask us any questions. If you have some great bets that we're missing, please tell us. We want those bets. Let me know what you got, and we'll put those in. So, Toast, get things started here. First off, we're already winners this morning, are we not? Did we already hit a hockey bet today already? I think we did. Give it to the people.
Yeah, I'm not really going to know what to do with myself, JT, after today because hockey will actually have a break all the way up until the 22nd of February for the Four Nations tournament that's actually going on, which we will be involved in, which, again, Tuesdays at 8:30 on Fantasy and Frames Hockey. We will actually be doing some shows. We'll continue that. Yeah, this morning I went ahead and decided to jump on a anytime Dylan Strome point for the Washington Capitals. He actually nets an assist in the first period, and I parlayed that along with a Brandon Hagel point as well. And what you know, he actually netted that there in the first period as well, with also an assist. It was at plus 145, and we're already winners this morning. But JT, I got a little bit more of a more important question here for you: is how does we've actually been at hockey? If you had to go ahead and predict over unders on bowls of chili today. I mean, what do you got? Over 2.5, over 3.5. I mean, what do you got going on, JT?
I think we're over 3. We're over 3. I got
3 or 3.5.
Well, the only reason I say that is got a lot of meat on the smoker today. Got wings going. Got brisket. Got pulled pork. I think it's going to be a big day. Here's the thing: even if you don't really get into football, the Super Bowl is the best party of the year. It's the best part of the year, man. Everybody gets out, gets food, gets going. Absolutely love it. There's something for everyone. Is there not? Last year I got multiple TVs in my basement. I put one on the Nickelodeon channel, so they had all the stuff for the kids. They loved it. It was great. Absolutely love the Super Bowl. It's the best and the worst time of year. Because it's like, it is the crescendo. It's fantastic. But also you're like, oh, no more football for like another 6 months. Yeah. It's like, oh, it does hurt. It does hurt. The only good thing is we do have the draft coming. And I love draft season. So little shout out if you're in the draft like us, fantasy football people, betting people, we've got all kinds of draft content on Fantasy and Frames. Check that out. Me and my guy, John McGlynn, have been doing fantasy rookie spotlights for the draft coming up. So check those out, all kinds of them. Go back on YouTube, go back on wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, any of that stuff. Check those out. And we've had some amazing guests talking about those things. Have been fantastic. If you're a Dynasty League Football member.com, DLF, I write for them. I've got quite a few rookie spotlights already out on that channel. So go check that out online. Excuse me. Go over there, check that out. We've got all kinds of content over there. It's been fantastic. we just did a mock draft on the Stew with JT Brew last week. We're going to try to bring you one. Excuse me, I got a little frog in the throat there. Every week we're going to try to bring you one. So if you're in the Dynasty mock drafts, checking them out where we're at, we're doing all kinds of different ones. Last week was a super flex, tight end premium, 1 PPR. We're going to be mixing up the scoring system and doing those. So jump. If you want to jump in, message me at JT Orange on the X. We'll get you in there. We'll let you also get in with us and do some drafting. So if not, you can always go back and watch the show. Over 100 views, I think, on that already on YouTube. We had a lot of people in the mix on that, talking about their favorite players, where they're drafting, why they're drafting them, and where they're drafting them. So that's nice little tool leading up to your Dynasty rookie drafts. But Toast, let's get into it. It's gambling day. It's betting day. Let's do this thing. Let's get into it. Let's talk about some of our favorite bets of the day, things we're talking about. This is a rematch of a couple of years ago. Eagles versus Chiefs should be a fantastic game. These are two teams that I think a lot of people saw maybe getting here. Even if they didn't want them to, they saw they were probably going to get here. I know a lot of people wanted the Lions. A lot of people wanted the Bills. I was one of those people, just, those fan bases have not seen, but we got a shot at a three-peat here from the Chiefs, or can the Eagles upset them and get the win from a couple years back? Real controversial game a couple years ago with a penalty late that set up the Chiefs for the win. First off, let's just get it out. Who do you think wins, and who are you wanting to win right off the bat? Toast, are you frozen? Are you there?
JT, you got me there.
Now
I'm back. I'm back. So.
Yeah. Who do you want to win?
And I heard you. Yep. Yeah, so I'd like to see Philadelphia actually win. There's something about Kansas City actually going 3 in a row and, kind of making history, if you will. Of course, everybody kind of wants to see that, but I'm more of the traditionalist, where I kind of want to keep that a little bit more sacred. You'd like to see that parity in the league. So I want Philadelphia to actually win this game. I think the Chiefs are going to win this game. And the reason I say that is because, JT, if you look at the Chiefs offense and as a whole, they've had better offenses in the past, in my opinion. I think Mahomes has actually had better years in the past, statistically speaking, as well. However, there's just something about this team where they basically have so many players that just kind of know how to get up for the big game, and they know how to actually win. So really, if you looked at it on paper, I would think that, boy, Philadelphia should be your favorite, but Kansas City will just find a way. So I'm hoping Philadelphia, but I'm thinking probably Kansas City.
You know what? I'm in the exact complete same boat with you. I want to see the Eagles win this game. I'd love to see Saquon Barkley win it, get a title. But this Chiefs team all year, every time you think they're going to lose, they win. They get it done. Not the best offense they've ever had, but man, maybe one of the best defenses they've had in the last 10 years. So they've been real tough. I'm in the same boat. I'm rooting for the Eagles, but I'm with you. I think the Chiefs figure out a way to get it done. They've just done it all year. Jamie in the chat. What up, guys? Hey, Jamie, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Jamie, got any good bets? Throw them out there for us here in the chat. We'll talk about them. Oh, he's got one. I love it. Jamie, right on target. He says, do you know Eagles' overall record is 666, 666 wins,
Whoa.
665 losses. One more gives them that magical number of 666. Oh, that very interesting point there, Jamie. Thanks for throwing that one in there. I did not know that. So one more loss and it's 666, 666. That's pretty crazy. I don't know what to think about that, Toast. That's pretty wild. But I agree with you. I think the Chiefs get it done, even though I'm rooting for the Eagles here. So I'm gonna get to one of my favorite bets, and the reason I'm taking this bet is because I am rooting for the Eagles and the rooting interest. I'm taking a 2-team teaser here, Toast.
Okay.
It's minus money, so you're gonna pay the man a little bit of the juice. But I like Eagles +7 in the over 42.5 right now. You move those lines 6 points. So Eagles right now, depending on what book you're looking at, you're at +1, +1.5. I do think by the time we get to game time, this game might be a pick 'em. I think enough people right now, I think the majority of people want to see the Eagles win, so they're putting their money on the Eagles. But I think a lot of money is going to come in on the Chiefs late, thinking they will win. So I like the Eagles +7. I like the over 42.5. I like both these defenses. I don't think this is a runaway high scoring game like it was last time where both teams scored in the 30s. But I do like the 42.5 because I think we're going to get both teams in the 20s at least. So I think we're going to over. You're eating a little bit on the juice, but what do you think about that? But +7 Eagles over 42.5. Move both lines by 6.
Yeah, JT, I think that's fine. Obviously with the Eagles having the #1 rush offense in the entire NFL. However, they actually go up against a Kansas City defense that is, they lead the NFL and QB knockdowns and QB hurries as well. They're gonna have to. Philadelphia is gonna have to run the football, and so you got to think they're gonna stay close. It's all about actually keeping Mahomes and an offense off the field, even though they haven't been, the offense they've been in the past, keeping it tight. I think it will actually be close. And JT, I like the over 42.5. If anything, this is not going to be your low scoring 17-14 game. I just don't see that. Anything could actually happen, but I like where you're at with the over 42.5. And really, that comes down to maybe our next conversation here, JT, is to listen into is what type of defensive props do you actually like on both sides of the football, especially with Kansas City. They're loaded on defense, like you had said, and I think there's a lot of props. If you're going to go +7.5 Eagles and over 42.5 as well, that's fine. But also, I think that you got to look at that defensive front for Kansas City and see what props you can get there.
Yeah, Toast, man after my own heart, IDP guy. I love the IDP bets. Let's jump into those actually right off the bat. There's a couple I really like. So whether you're jumping on DraftKings, FanDuel, Price Picks, even Underdog, I've got one going on Underdog right now, and it's an all defensive player prop. You want to hear it, Toast?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to give it to you. I got Justin Reed, Kansas City safety, over 5.5 tackles and assists. I got Jaden Hicks, the other safety, who's technically a backup, but he's been getting a ton of playing time. He's a rookie. I got him on a couple IDP leagues. I like him a ton. I think he's going to get in the game quite a bit. I think Philly's going to run the ball a lot, so I think we're going to see a lot of tackles out of this Kansas City defense. I've got Hicks over 3.5 tackles and assists. Nick Bolton is one that's a little bit of a longer shot. It's harder. He's at 8.5 right now. I've got the over. That one's the longest odds, I think, as far as it's a little tough, but Bolton has been phenomenal the last 2 Super Bowls. I still claim to this day he should have won Super Bowl MVP when he had that time. He was phenomenal. So I got him over 8.5 tackles and assists. And Jalen Carter for the Eagles, defensive tackle, has been on a tear. He's at 3.5 right now. So I've got that all together combined at 870 plus 870. I've got it right now on Underdog, but you can put that in on a couple other places. Justin Reed over 5.5 tackles and assists. Nick Bolton 8.5 tackles and assists. Jaden Hicks 3.5 tackles and assists, and Jalen Carter 3.5 tackles and assists. That is my play right now. It's plus 870.
Hey, if you are as big a fan as you are, JT, I know you actually with the IDP, you definitely have to put a parlay like this in, and why not? Here we are actually saying it's going to be over 42.5, and actually you got to look at the over, but obviously you're teasing that total. I think the over under right now is 48.5. If I remember right,
49.5. You're correct.
So we still like the under to some degree, and just because again, these are two especially the Chiefs, a really, really good defensive team. And I tell you what, the Eagles, their pass defense is real good. So you actually have a really, really good defense on one side, especially overall, and then you got the Eagles being super good against the pass. It's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting, but I like that. You go ahead and put that in our chat, or I guess in our betting group anyway.
I'll throw it in our betting group. I'll put that in our betting group. Another one, and I have to give a shout out, John McGlynn, my boy from Dynasty Evaluation here on Fantasy and Frame, says Jalen Carter's absolute unit. I agree. Yeah. He's been carried. Here's a bet I heard, and I got to give him credit because I wasn't thinking about this, but I heard it on their show the other day on IDP Bets. Check those guys out. Great IDP resource. They had Jalen Carter 2 sacks in this game. I think it was plus 700 last time I checked. So I don't have it. I'll look it up in a minute if I can. But I thought it was plus 700 for 2 sacks for Jalen Carter. I like that. He's going up against a backup inside for the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, we know, is slippery. He's been slippery his whole career. Hard to get sacks. Not this year, though. He's got sacked quite a bit. I think this Eagles team is going to bring some heat. Another bet I like, if you just want to go straight defensive bet, Toast, Eagles over 2.5 team sacks. Yeah. I love it. I love Eagles over 2.5 team sacks.
I'm just taking all kinds of notes, JT.
Yeah, put them down. Put them down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have this sheet just stuffed full here at the end. And
dude, by the end,
I'm already playing on house money today, with the hockey.
I know. Let's say we're just the hockey bet set us up early on. Jamie says, do you like Kamari Connor over 4.5 tackles? That one I'm not so sure about. I tell you what, there's a lot of guys I like getting tackles today. Different things going on. You know what? I heard there's a couple Chiefs guys I would be interested in maybe sack props, depending on where they're at on a few things. I think Chris Jones hasn't been on fire lately. Let's be honest. He's been a little slow, but he seems like a guy that always comes through in the big games. I could see him over tackles. I'd be interested in that. Or him on the sacks. I think he's at 2.5 right now, under tackles and assists. That's interesting for him to get a sack. I kind of like that as well. I said something to our boy John McGlynn, Toast. He's at the bar already.
Oh, nice.
Of course he is. John, love it. He's ready to go. He says, big chance Austin power play upsets this week and around the Ice League. Our hockey league, Johnny McGlynn trying to get a win. I love it. I love him getting in. I'm fighting for my life to make the playoffs in our hockey league. Needed a big game last night. I'm in trouble. I need as many points as I can get at this point. Jamie jumps back and says AFC, NFC, both sides tied Super Bowl wins 29-21, 29-29. That's interesting. I like it. So Super Bowl win past repeat. Jamie's bringing us all the facts. I love it. He's the man. Love Jamie. Thanks for jumping in, giving us all the good tidbits. We love it. Toast. Any more? We're gonna scramble around and look at some different bets. And kind of pick up some things we like and don't like. You know what? We had our buddy couldn't jump on the show today. Was a little busy, which totally understandable, is last second. But our buddy Benny D threw in a little bet that we kind of both liked. Two-pick parlay. You know me, I get crazy. I like to take the 6-pick parlay, and then I go 5 for 6. It's just who I am. He old 2-pick parlay, TD parlay. I liked it. Plus 3,100. Saquon Barkley, first TD. DeAndre Hopkins, anytime TD. Plus 3,100. I kind of like that. I think I'm going to sprinkle it on that. What do you think?
I'm all about that. I mean, if you're going to go ahead and put a little lotto pick in, why wouldn't you actually go ahead and put Saquon as the first anytime touchdown scorer, and then actually go ahead and get it in there with a Kansas City player as well? I mean, any combination you want, for a first touchdown score and then also another touchdown score, there's a ton of money to be made. You got to think that to start the game off, JT, you like Barkley, you like Hunt, and you actually also like Hurts potentially, right? Those three right there for maybe a first touchdown score. So any combination you want to do, getting the first touchdown score in there and actually get another, I would say maybe a middle of the pack guy. Even a guy like a Noah Gray, somebody like that, I'm sure you could probably get them at I don't know what, plus 700, something like that. Put both those together, you're going to get plus 5,000. Put a lotto ticket in. JT, I want to mention something. I had a Hunt circled. I'm sorry, not Hunt. Jones circled today on my card. He always shows up in the big games, like you said. And he always shows up at a Super Bowl. I mean, you got to believe he's going to bring his best game of the season. There's no doubt about that. And you got to think the Eagles have to run the football to be effective. They have to run the football. So, you over 2.5 total tackles. That's tackles and assists or solos, and also a sack. It's a plus 132. Okay, so I mean, one
Love that.
player
Love
plus
that.
132, but Chris Jones always comes through. And if they win this game, you also got to look at a Chris Jones type where you're actually looking at defensive MVP as well, or MVP of the game anyway, especially if he ends up winning the game, down the stretch, and it ends up being a low scoring game. But Chris Jones, total sacks over one, and then over 2.5 tackles and assists plus 132. I'm going to be probably putting a little bit more than I should on that.
I actually like that a lot. I tell you what, I have to go back. I always have to tell this story. I called the Von Miller Super Bowl MVP, Broncos, Panthers, Super Bowl. I told everyone all week, put your money on Von Miller. If the Broncos win the Super Bowl, it's going to be somebody on the defense that's going to get it. Peyton Manning at that point, loved Peyton Manning, cold season ticket holder for 15 plus years, but he just didn't have anything left at that point. It was all defense on that Broncos team. Mm-hmm. I did not put the bet in early like a moron. I'm driving to a Super Bowl party. My girlfriend's driving. I'm in the passenger seat trying to put last second bets in. She gets lost on the way. I have to make a call, check in, figure out where we're going. I jump back on my phone to put the bet in. Locked the bets out. Locked MVP bet out. Oh. Didn't get the bet in. Everyone is blowing my phone up after the game. JT, you called it. You said Von Miller, Super Bowl MVP. Holy crap. How much money did you win? And I had to just text everybody back. Like, I didn't get the bet in. I told people all week. And I didn't get the bet in. That's why we're doing the show right now. That's why we're doing it 4 hours early, people, because you got to get the bets in early. Do not wait till the last moment. I still will never live that down, not getting that bet in. It still kills me, Toast, as I bring it up today. Just not getting that in. So brutal. I was trying to look
JT, up. Let's throw up another one here. So remember we were just talking just a little bit ago about actually having a first touchdown score and an anytime touchdown score as well. Mm-hmm. And again, so Eagles passing yards per game, number 1 defense in the NFL on allowing passing yards, number 7 in allowing passing yards completions as well. And they're number 2 in the league and actually first downs allowed by pass via. Okay. So I think that with the Chiefs, you got to think that I like a guy like a Noah Gray for a touchdown score, but if you actually put that together with a Kareem Hunt first TD of the game, that's a plus 8,500. Okay. So if you go ahead and use you can go ahead and boost it. I'm sure you actually can, but you should be taking 4 to 5 $5 bets and sprinkling that throughout a game like this, right? I mean, so that way you have $5 win 500. Put 4 or 5 or 6 of those out there. Like I said, you forget exactly what you got going on, but urge you guys again, a first TD score and another anytime touchdown score that's kind of down on the list a little bit. Put those together, and that's your lotto pick. You're going to strike gold, maybe.
Yeah, I like that. Jamie actually just jumped in here with a couple for us. He says, does Kelsey score a TD to tie second place all time for postseason record with Thurman Thomas and Emmitt Smith? Does he get 2 TDs to tie Jerry Rice for number 1 overall? You know what? again, we've talked about it. Kelsey not having the year, the offense hasn't been as explosive. But gosh, you got to think he gets one, doesn't he? I mean, you think he sneaks one in. I actually like Kelsey for a TD. If you want to sprinkle on 2 TDs for Kelsey, I actually don't mind that either. That's a nice little crazy bet there. I like this one from Jamie just said. He says he's got first quarter Eagles money line, but Chiefs money line to win it at plus 500. I actually love that bet. I was just thinking about this earlier, Toast, because we both talked about it. We both are rooting for the Eagles, but we both think the Chiefs are going to win. So I'm trying to figure out as many bets as I can bet on the Eagles where I can root for it, but the Chiefs win because I think they're going to win. I love this bet. What do you think about this? Eagles first quarter money line. I also, another one I like, I saw 9.5 points first quarter. A lot of times it's a little slow start to the Super Bowl. People are kind of feeling each other out. I like the under 9.5 total for the first quarter as well.
Yeah, I tell you what, JT, especially you got to think that the Eagles will want to come out and establish a run immediately.
That's right. I think we could have a long first drive and run a lot of clock. I agree with you. And I think the Chiefs the same way. I think if they get the ball first, they're going to try to establish the run. I like it, Jamie. I like that first quarter Eagles money line, but the Chiefs to win money line at plus 500. I like that one a lot.
Yeah. And again, we just said, as far as how good the Eagles defense is versus the run and the pass, of course, right? I mean, I'm sorry, versus the pass. So you got to be thinking in case he's going to want to run the football. Obviously, any team wants to establish the run, and the Eagles, that's their bread and butter, right? It's actually running the football and actually just moving the chains and continue maybe on that first drive having 7 or 8 first downs. I could see them doing something squirrely like that, letting the team settle in. Them being stingy around the inside the 20, inside the red zone there, and settling for field goals. That's another thing we need to talk about. Field goals in this game. You got to think as good as they're actually going to be versus or as hell-bent they are going to actually be establishing a run and sticking to the run. You got to think there's going to be field goals, especially, again, how good the Eagles are versus the pass. So I like field goals. I think over 2.5 field goals made for the game is a plus 145. I think that's a really good bet to put in.
I like that. I was going to say, I like Butker over a 1.5 field goals for the Chiefs.
Yes, I do too.
Elliott's been rough. He's missed a couple. The crazy thing is, Elliott for the Eagles, he's made everything 50 plus, but he keeps missing short field goals, which is wild. I do like the over. I think you get at least 3 field goals in this game. I agree with you on this. I think Butker hits 2. I think Elliott hits 1. So I like the over 2.5. And I also like Butker over 1.5. I like both those. I think that's a really, really good bet. We've seen the NFL get a little chancy this year as far as going for it on fourth down and doing some crazy stuff. But the Super Bowl is the Super Bowl, man. You got to get points when you get points. I think it's going to be I think the defenses are going to play well. I think you got to get points. So I think both teams are going to take the field goal if they have the opportunity. So I love that bet. Toes, I just pulled up Super Bowl MVP odds on BetMGM. Let's talk about who we think is going to win the Super Bowl MVP. It almost always is a QB. But let's talk about, if we want to sprinkle a little something crazy, who we like. Now, I took a couple years ago, I took Chiefs running back to win the MVP. Should have won it. Had a monster game. I had him at like plus, I think it was like plus 15,000. It was a crazy bet. Should have won it. Didn't get it. They gave it to Mahomes. It was a joke. But let's talk about it. Right now, Mahomes is plus 105, which you got to figure if the Chiefs win, that's the bet. You got to figure Mahomes is probably going to get it. Barkley is plus 240 for the Eagles. Jalen Hurts is plus 375, which is a really nice number for a quarterback. Plus 375. Travis Kelce plus 1,500. Xavier Worthy plus 3,000. Here's the guy that I kind of like. I think he could end up having a big game. AJ Brown, wide receiver Eagles, plus 3,500. I think I'm going to sprinkle a little $5-10 on AJ Brown. You know why? I could see Hurts not having a huge game passing, but having a solid game, solid performance running passing, but AJ Brown making some monster plays and sneaking it out It's very rare a wide receiver wins MVP. Very, very rare.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm going to jump on someone crazy, I think AJ Brown is my crazy bet. Like you said, defensively, very rare that a defensive player wins it. You almost have to have an insanely low scoring game where a defensive touchdown or a bunch of sacks gets you the MVP. Like I said, I thought Nick Bolton should have won it a couple years ago. He's my guy. I'm going to throw $1 on Nick Bolton because that's who I am. I love Nick Bolton. He's one of my favorite players out of Missouri. He's at plus 50,000 right now. I'm going to put $1 on that. I'm going to put $1 on Nick Bolton to win the MVP at plus 50,000. I was trying to see, I'm looking through here trying to find Chris Jones because I know you said you like Chris Jones, and I like that too. I was trying to see him on the MVP bet list, and I am like not seeing him, and it's like kind of surprising. Oh, here it is. He's at plus 6,600. For Chris Jones, plus 6,600.
I'm rather going Nick Bolton at plus 50,000 for.
That's what I'm saying. I'm putting $1 on Nick Bolton at plus 50,000. Oh, yes.
Everybody should. Why wouldn't you? Yeah.
He has been an absolute animal in the Super Bowl the last couple of years. He was a penalty away from having 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl a couple years ago. I just love it. I'm going to put $1 on plus 50,000. Jalen Carter and Chris Jones plus 6,600 for both those guys. Anybody you're thinking about, Toast? Who first off, who do you think's gonna? And then who are you sprinkling money on as far as like Hail Mary Super Bowl bet? I already told you. I think I'm putting $1 on 50 plus 50,000 for Nick Bolton. But who do you? And I like AJ Brown at 3,500. Who do you like?
Well, I tell you what. JT, I like these game leaders. If you go to Super Bowl specials underneath DraftKings and go to game leaders, you can get these where you can parlay together the leader in pass yards, rush yards, and receiving yards all together. And you got to think that Mahomes is going to be the pass yards leader in this game. I'm guessing he will be. Again, you're going to have Hurts he's going to rack up maybe a touchdown or 2. I love him for the MVP, by the way, as well. But again, Patrick Mahomes is being your pass leader for the game. I like a sneaky pick for Dallas Goedert to actually be the pass or the receiving yard leader for the game. He's been their best receiver over these past few weeks. Reliable. Really, AJ Brown's been kind of quiet, but I do actually like what you were saying there for the MVP as well. But so if you can get Mahomes and Dallas Goedert, and then you got to put Saquon Barkley with that one. So I'm looking for it right now. Mahomes, Goedert, and Barkley, and I'll find it here. You can get Mahomes, Goedert, and Hunt for plus 9,000. Okay. But I'm looking for the one with Saquon Barkley at the end with Goedert and Mahomes. So give me a little bit of time. I'll find that here. But I definitely like that as my Hail Mary anyway, especially at these crazy odds. And you got to think Mahomes would be the leader in pass. And you got to think that Saquon would probably be the leader in rush. So then you're actually just looking again. This game isn't littered with just unbelievable wide receivers. All right, so anybody could really do it. And so I like that one. I like that one a lot. I think you could probably get it around plus 9,000.
Goddard in there. I think that's sneaky. I like AJ Brown. Like I said, I think AJ Brown has a sneaky big game today for some reason. I don't know why. The cornerbacks aren't fantastic for the Chiefs. I think he's by far the best receiver in this game. I think there's a chance he has a big game. So that's why I'm kind of sneakily looking at him on that for that reason.
It's plus, JT, it's plus 1,600. I just found it. So that's how much DraftKings also thinks about Goddard as well. Mahomes,
so
Goddard,
and Barkley Goddard
plus
leading
1,600.
Is that everyone together or just Goddard by himself to lead it?
Yeah. Mahomes got to be the leader in pass yards. Goddard got to be the leader in receiving yards, and Barkley's got to be the leader in rush yards. You got to think that Mahomes and Barkley will do it. Then you're just needing a receiver. 1,600? Plus 1,600. I was hoping, but if you switch out Goddard and actually then you go to same deal, but then actually switch out Goddard for again, let's just say a lesser name, whatever. The odds jump up a ton. Okay, so and if you really think that Jalen Hurts could get lucky and actually be the game leader, that's when things get really wild. You can really get some great odds there. So again, it's how much you want to sprinkle on, but I like that 1,600 right there.
Toast, we got ourselves a fantasy football question. Let's jump in here. Let's get it. The Freak says Hurts or Caleb. I'm guessing Caleb Williams and the 105. You're a Bears fan. Would you trade Hurts for Caleb Williams in the 105 in this upcoming draft?
That's a tough one. I don't know why anybody. Well, I mean, from a fantasy football perspective, yeah. So get Hurts and trade Caleb in the 105 as well. Again, depending on the rest of the roster, right? I'd like to see the rest of your roster where you're actually looking, or if you're win now mode versus actually rebuild. I mean, that's going to make a big difference. But if you're in a win now, right now, and you're like, man, I'm stacked everywhere, running back. I mean, I'm stacked. Then yeah, I wouldn't fault you for doing that and actually go get Hurts, especially in a league where passing and rushing touchdowns are 6, then I could definitely see it because Hurts is going to get you a ton. It depends. It depends.
Yep, Toast, I agree with you. If I'm gonna win now, I'm taking Hurts. If I'm a rebuilder, I like Caleb Williams on 105. If I don't think that I'm gonna compete for maybe 2 years, I want Caleb Williams on the come up, and I like the 105. I tell you what, a lot of people are not super excited about the high end part of this draft. I really like a lot of players in this draft. I want so many draft picks in this league. I really do. I think there's so many good options there at 105. I think depending on your league, if it's super flex, I think there's a chance that you're going to get a QB. You get a Shadur Sanders. We did one the other day. I got Shadur Sanders at 107 in a league the other day. And also at 105, there's a lot of good running backs and wide receivers there as well. So again, thanks for the question, the Freak. Win now, we go Hurts. If you're rebuilding with a young team, I like Caleb Williams in the 105.
Yeah, and JT, our buddy Benny D,
jump in here
from your college show. Tails never fails, and honestly, so maybe this is a time where we talk about those fun bets, mindless
yeah, we
bets.
can jump in some of those props. I tell you what,
know?
right now, I did see this at plus 100 on DraftKings yesterday. The heads or tails. I like it. I like the tails there. I think I'm going to jump in there. I like that one, Benny D. Appreciate it. My co-host on the college football betting show here on the Stew with JT Brew. I'm jumping on tails now. Since Benny said tails, I'm jumping on tails. He said it's a 50-50 chance, he says, which is true. Benny with the analysis, 50-50 chances has tails. I like it. I appreciate it.
Hey Ben, let me ask you real. Do you think it's minus? You think it's minus 110, minus 110? You think?
I did see. Usually it's minus 110. I did see on DraftKings they had it plus 100 the other day. It was even money.
Really?
I loved it. I was like, that's great. Oh, so the Freak says, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Little more info from him here. He says it's a start 3 QB league. Oh, that changes things a little bit. Start 3 QB league. I tell you what, depending on how your team thinks, like you're probably going QBs early then in the draft. They're at the 101, 102. But I tell you what, there's a lot of people I know who aren't big fans of Cam Ward or Shadur Sanders. I like both those guys. I love Shadur. He's my QB1. I like that trade. I like Caleb Williams, the upside, and the 105, especially if you can get one of those QBs. I like that a lot.
Hey, JT, I want to bring up one other one here. And I don't know why I'm actually just fixated on these game leaders. These put the 3 players together there. Mahomes, we've established we like him to lead in pass yards. Barkley, we like him to actually lead in rush yards. If you throw DeAndre Hopkins there, who actually Benny has on that parlay there for any time touchdown in the first touchdown, for the lead in receiving yards, you never know, a broken play, long 75-yard touchdown, that's a plus 12,000. So again, you're looking to get the 2 for sure things in Mahomes and Barkley, and then just get lucky with the receiver spot. Plus 12,000. Why not?
Also, all right, so let's break this down. So if we're going leaders for the game, passing, rushing, receiving, you go Mahomes passing, Barkley rushing, DeAndre Hopkins receiving. We're getting plus 12,000.
We are. Yep. I'm definitely putting on that.
Throw that one in the group bet chat. I'm tailing that for sure.
Well,
I love that call.
And I'll throw it in this chat too. So
Yeah, I love it. The Freak says he already has Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Hurts in a start 3 QB league.
Well, I'd go ahead and just do that then. Just go ahead and do that.
So the Freak here's what I'm telling you. If it's a start 3 QB league, I think you should ask for more in the trade. Are you trading for Hurts or are you trading Hurts away? Because if you have Allen, Lamar, and Hurts, you need to be asking for more. If you can trade Caleb Williams and the 1-5 away and get Hurts and you have Allen, Lamar, and Hurts, I think I have to change my vote there, Toast. If you're trading Caleb Williams and 1-5 away to get Hurts and you have Allen, Lamar, and Hurts in a 3 QB league, I want Hurts there. If I'm trading Hurts away, I want more in the package back. I want at least a second. I want that 2-5 as well in that. So that's wild. I like that. Thank you, Freak, for jumping in and give us that one. Robert Thomas says, "What's up, gang? Hey, thanks for joining us and jumping in. Trying to get some we're trying to put some winning bets together. That's what's up. We're trying to get let's win some money here to finish out the NFL season, the betting season." Toast. I was trying to look around. What other props? What other kind of things are we looking at? I was going to maybe pull up here on DraftKings. I was going to look at
JT,
that.
I think we should look at it at QB attempts today, and especially since we actually think there's going to be quite a bit of rushing attempts here, we can look at that too. But QB attempts, I think that Mahomes under 36.5 attempts as well. Again, just knowing how good the Eagles' defense is against the pass, you got to think that they're going to want to go ahead and actually have some long, sustained drives. And that first half, I can maybe see him having somewhere of maybe 12, 13 attempts, just again, and then maybe happen to unleash a little bit more in the second half. But let's maybe talk about that attempts from the passing game. And also, if we think it's going to be a running game where both teams are going to want to establish, and especially from the Philadelphia side, how about rushing attempts? We should take a look at that.
Yeah, Toast, I've got it pulled up here on the screen on DraftKings right now. I've got the passing props up right now. If you're looking at it, Patrick Mahomes averaging 241, Hurts 189. You got the pass attempts here. You got the plus attempts 38. Bunch of these, like you said, I kind of like the under on attempts here. Almost for both these guys.
I do too.
I kind of like the under attempts.
What's Hurts under attempts, JT?
So he's averaging on the year as you pull up here on DraftKings, he's averaging 23.9 and Mahomes is averaging 35.1. I'm definitely under on
Mahomes under.
Mahomes, I'm under the 35. Hurts 24.
Yeah.
Put it this way, for me.
If he has to go over 24, something's wrong.
Well,
or
they're down and they're throwing the ball.
Or Kansas City comes out and something unexpected, which is very unlikely, they're down, right? And that's not a good thing. And then you're actually really loving Kansas City's DBs for a pick. Again, however way you think this game's going to go, and if you really, really think that this is going to be a Kansas City defense, going to be really, really good, and you got to think that Hurts is going to have a hard time throwing the football, and you think Kansas City's going to be up late, then definitely got to look at those interceptions as well. Isn't it funny? We'll end up doing this hour to hour and 15 minutes, and we'll be like, well, you got to think about this. You got to think about that. Before you know it, shit, we would have covered everything. So, Benny D does say sources telling his sources or telling him that the Gatorade for the past game is probably purple. So just throw that there. He's got some good sources, so purples.
Purple on the Gatorade. I like where his head's at there. I think that's pretty good money, actually. Toast, I'll look that up here in a minute. What the Gatorade shower is. I know it was yellow or green was like minus. It was like minus 115 or minus 120. Purple, I think, is actually fairly high. I'm gonna have to look that up. Toast, I got down here farther on the DraftKings interceptions right now. For each player to throw a pick, Hurts is plus 112. Mahomes is plus 113 to throw an interception. Pass yards right now, Mahomes is 253.5 at minus 109. Hurts is minus 111 at 213.5. So pretty low total there for him. 2 touchdowns for Hurts passing is plus 162. Mahomes is minus 168. 2 touchdown passes. Attempts here, Toast. Right now, here's the number we were looking for. I just found it. Mahomes over under 36.5 attempts is minus 124. Hurts over under is 27.5. Over is minus 116. Under is minus 107. So the money right now is on the under for both these. So obviously Vegas thinking the same thing we're thinking. I do like the Mahomes under 36.5. Hurts, I don't think he throws 28 passes, but if they get down, there's a chance he has to. So that worries me slightly. I just don't think Mahomes throws the ball a ton in this game. So 36.5. I kind of like the under there, don't you?
I do. I like the under on both, and especially if you can maybe parlay those together, that'd be fine. Dallas Goedert, we talked about how he would actually be on receptions here, and really in our mind, I do actually have it here, JT. So it starts off really at 5 plus is minus 125. If you get 6 plus, you're plus 155. I kind of like the 6 plus. Again, you're going to be thinking that Kansas City is going to want to get out to the quarterback in a major way. Again, we said they lead the league in quarterback pressures. More so reason to actually look at Saquon Barkley for over on receptions. Happen to get rid of the ball. 3 receptions for plus 139. And then again, Goddard for those design quick passes there, 6 as well. I like Goddard and Barkley as well for the 6 for Goddard at plus money and a 3 for Barkley plus money. I'm thinking that Barkley plus 3 may be the play just because, again, statistics say, if you're going to go and chase the stats, that looks pretty good.
Yeah, he's been right around about 2 every game, right in that area. And like you said, I think – getting that, getting a couple dump offs there. I agree with you. I really like that bet too. The plus 3 at 3 plus receptions at plus 139.
Yeah.
I think that's sneaky. And like you said, here's the thing, Toast. You just said DeAndre Hopkins to lead in receiving yards. 3 receptions is plus 290 for him.
Wow. I just,
You gotta think. I know he hasn't been huge.
Think if they're gonna get Kelsey
him involved, right? You gotta
think if they're gonna want to take Kelsey away. That's your job as the Philadelphia defense. And again, you're great against the pass as well. They actually know that you're gonna want to take Kelsey away, and then you got to think again. That's where like a Noah Gray shows up there, 2 at plus 103. But I like it, man. I like that. I think Hopkins is 2 at plus 101. 2's plus money. 2.
That seems kind of crazy, right? You got to think he's been trying to get to a Super Bowl his whole career. There's no way they just ignore him in the Super Bowl, right? I just don't. I think they got to get him the ball a little bit. I like that a lot. Toast, I like that. Put that one down. I was just looking at the Gatorade special. Jamie says purple is one of my favorite colors. Triangle people meaning royalty and power. So it makes sense the use of it for the Chiefs 3-peat. I love it. Jamie's coming. He's like, he loves it. He loves. Hey, we got Jamie and Benny D on the purple. I'm on purple.
Yeah. Let's go purple.
Here's the odds right now for everybody listening. Gatorade shower on DraftKings. This is on DraftKings. Yellow green is minus 125. Purple is plus 350.
Holy
Orange
crap.
is plus 550. Blue is plus 550. Red is plus 1,000. Clear is plus 1,800. No Gatorade bath is plus 1,800.
Purple.
I kind of like purple at plus 350, boys.
And orange at plus 550. I mean, it really shows
orange
up
is my favorite.
Screen. I mean,
orange is my favorite. So I like that. Jamie says conspiracies make sense. They absolutely do, Jamie. I love that. Just the fact that you came up with that, I'm putting money on purple at plus 350. I love it. We're on there. Toast, this is one I kind of like. There's a bet you can pick a flea flicker. Will they have a flea flicker? Excuse me. One of my favorite plays. No is minus 450. Yes is plus 280.
Okay, so if the flea flicker were to actually Yeah. So
Hand
if the
off the
triple
ball to the running back,
happen,
throws it back to the QB, and the QB throws plus 280. I kind of like that. We're going to see a trick play,
JT,
are we
can
not?
we look at pass attempts on the season? Yeah, let's take a look and see pass attempts on the season from anybody other than Mahomes and I'll look at that or Hurts and see where there actually have been some passes from either receivers or running back so far. I'll let me take a look at that right now.
Yeah, I just think it's going to be interesting because I mean, obviously, famously, the last time the Eagles won the Super Bowl, well, they had the throwback to Nick Foles. Like, so I just think we could see ourselves with a trick play in this one. I saw that the other day and I thought plus 280 was actually pretty nice money on that. I was actually a little surprised. Benny D coming back with a little more knowledge for us. He says, Chiefs had purple last year. I mean, no way they're going to switch it up after winning last year.
That's true.
Purple boys, Benny, I love it. Getting us more insight. I love that. Purple people, get on the purple people eaters. Let's do it.
Yeah, and
Benny,
JT, I found
Benny's
out
asking
that,
Toast real quick. Benny was asking, where do you find that flea flicker bet? If you go on DraftKings and you go under novelty props, there's a flea flicker bet on the very bottom, which is crazy that I even found it, to be honest with you. It was all the way down on novelty props at the very bottom at plus 280. Yes, which I was shocked. I thought it would be closer to like maybe plus 115 or plus 120. Cause like you're gonna see especially play some kind of trick play. I couldn't believe that no was minus 450. So I'm all over that plus 280. I'm sprinkling something on that as well.
Yeah, and I will say I went and checked that the Mahomes or Hurts. Neither one of them actually. I'm sorry. The Eagles or Chiefs. No other players actually out of the QB position has actually attempted a pass this year. So, but again, you probably haven't had to, right? You haven't had to.
On the flea flicker, you pitch it back to the quarterback and he throws.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Technically, it's handing off. You don't think?
Yeah.
I think the Eagles will hand it off to Barkley. He turns around, flips it back to Jalen Hurts, and he throws deep.
Oh, I can definitely see that.
I can totally see it.
I was thinking more like I was thinking of Devontae Smith, like end around type of thing where they pitch and he throws. But yeah, okay.
So Benny said, "Does the Philly special count as a flea flicker?" I think it does. I mean, anytime you hand it off to somebody else and they throw a pass or they throw it back to you on a pitch play, I think that counts. I probably need to look that up just to make sure. But Toast, all I know is my favorite play on old Tecmo Super Bowl was the flea flicker. Hand it off the running back, QB throws it deep. I love that play. I'm just.
I like the run and shoot offense. I like the Oilers and the run and shoot offense, and I like to put up 70 touchdown passes in one season. Yeah.
Warren Moon just pelting people all over the field. Jamie says, "Did you see Birthday Boy special? Barkley 5+ touchdowns at plus 15,000." I did see that. The problem is, I love those plus 15,000 odds. I just don't think that the Eagles score 5 touchdowns. That's my whole problem. I think he could get every one of them, but I don't know if I think the Eagles score 35 points. That's my biggest issue. The Chiefs defense has been really good this year. I like the Eagles offense and they've been on fire. I just don't know if they score 35 in this game.
Well, JT, let's. I know we're coming up on the 55-minute mark here soon. Let's talk about. We can go over.
I didn't even know we were almost at an hour, Toast. I feel like we've just been hanging out for 5 minutes.
Let's talk about some exact scores. Okay. Let's talk about some predictions.
My favorite bet.
I'm glad you brought it up. Bet. Yep.
Do you have one on the top of your head? I'm an exact score fan. I don't know if anybody. We just missed on the national championship game exact score. We were sitting there. It was looking pretty for a minute. I thought we had it on the national championship game for college football. I just missed on that one. I'm looking up exact scores right now. Do you got anything pulled up?
I don't have anything pulled up. I'm in the process of doing that, but honestly, I have an exact score for no reason whatsoever. It's just the fact that it feels good. You got to think this game's gonna be right around the over/under. It's gonna be right around 50 points. If you're gonna go ahead, if you're gonna do an over/under that actually makes sense, you actually need to figure out I'm sorry, an exact score, you got to think, what's the over/under? And is that going to be
Mhm.
accurate, right? So the magic number is try to get that thing as close as the over/under as possible, 48 to 50 points. I like 28 to 23 Chiefs. And I'm sure the 29-23. So again, you're going to have a couple additional field goals in there and stuff, and a mixed extra point. So you want to get away from the 28. You want to have a little bit more closer to it. Bank on a missed extra point or blocked or something like that. 29-23 Chiefs. I guarantee that's probably a
Toast.
big number.
I just looked it up on FanDuel. It's plus 50,000. And I like that.
29,
oh, sorry. I lied. It's plus 46,000. I was looking at the wrong number. My fault. Plus 46. I actually like that because I think we're going to see some field goals. I do think a team's going to go for 2 in this game. So I think we're going to get a weird score somewhere in here. I really like that 29-23
JT,
Chiefs.
You got Philly near the end of the game there. They're down 6, right? So you got the big build up of actually, hey, you can tie or a chance to win. And, so that calls, and you get your Eagles at your +7 that you actually need them at there. You're also actually getting that over 42.5. So if you're, it's almost as if you're going to go that route and actually based on your other bets, I like 29-23. I guarantee 28-23 is probably a hell of a lot less. Probably a hell of a lot less.
I'm gonna look it up right now. So 28-23 is plus 27,000 instead of plus 46,000. You're correct on that one.
29-23.
We've seen everyone who ever plays Super Bowl squares knows that you want the 3, the 4, the 7, or the 8, and everyone's mad when they get like a 9 or a 2, and then it ends up hitting. You're right. I like that. I like 29-23. That's sneaky. I'm gonna sprinkle on the 29-23. I like that, Toast. Here's the other one I like. Just because we had talked about it. We're both, sorry Chiefs fans, you've won a bunch. We're both rooting for the Eagles in this game. I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit on the Eagles. Here's what I think Eagles win. I think 27-23. Okay. Eagles is another one. So I like the Chiefs 29-23. I like that one. I also like Eagles 27-23 if you want to go the other side. I'm looking it up right now. 27-23 Eagles is plus 17,000. So the 29-23 is your plus 43,000. 27-23 Eagles is plus 17,000. I think I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on both of those. I think here's why, Toast, and when we talked about this, I think Chiefs kick 2 field goals. And I think the Eagles kick 1. That's why I like the 27-23. I think the Chiefs score 2 touchdowns and then kick 2 to 3 field goals and make it 23. And I think the Eagles make 1. Not now they kick. I can see them kicking and missing, but I think they may. I like the 27-23 at plus 17,000 as well. So I think I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit on both of those exact scores at plus 43,000, 29-23 Chiefs, and then Eagles 27-23 at plus 17,000. I like that as well. Because here's the other thing, Toast. So say it's 21-23. Eagles score late. They go for 2 and miss it. 27-23. They go for 2 to make it 6 points instead of the 4. They go for 2 to make it 6 and they miss it. 27-23 Eagles. I
got a lot circled on the sheet, JT.
Well, Toast, we're already an hour on the show. We're not done yet because we got to talk about a few more, but we're probably going to spend another hour after the show recapping these bets and making sure we get them all in. That's
Ooh, sure. Benny beat us to a great one in here. Let's go over that because I like that a lot.
All right, we pulled it up. Our buddy Benny D. Last one I'll throw out there. He says total 4th down conversions for the game over 2.5 is plus 120. I kind of like that. I also like I told you, Toast, I like a 2-point conversion attempt. So I need to look up what the 2-point conversion attempt is. Because I think someone's going to go for 2 in this game. We've just seen it too much in the NFL this year for someone not to go for 2. Again, with my Eagles pick of 27-23, I think they score late and go for 2. and miss it. But I think I like that one a lot. 4th down conversions plus over 2.5. The Eagles, if they get 4th and shorter, going for it. They're going to do the tush push.
Oh yeah,
like whatever you want to call it. They're going to go for it. I think they do it at least. There's no way they don't do it at least once or twice. So I like the over 2.5 in this one, Benny. I think that's a great bet. +1. Plus you're getting plus money there. Plus 120. I absolutely love that. Benny says QB sneak for the Eagles. Exactly. I think they do. There's no way they don't have a 4th down when they do a QB sneak at least twice in this game.
Yep.
So then that means just need the Chiefs for them to go for it one other time. I like that a ton. Nice one, Benny.
JT, 2-point conversions. If you actually want to have just an attempt for a 2-point conversion, that's plus 110. You get plus money for just one conversion attempt for the game. And then if you get a successful one, that's plus 250. And I think this will be a game where there is going to be a 2-point conversion attempt at some point.
I think there's going to be an attempt. I'm going on the attempt. I love, me, I love to chase that plus 250, but I like the attempt. I don't know if someone gets it. I like the attempt. I'm pretty sure, and Toast, tell me if I'm absolutely lying about this, because I'm just doing this off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure we had an octopus last time these two played in the Super Bowl, right?
What is an octopus, JT?
An octopus is a player scores a touchdown. They go for 2. He also gets a 2-point conversion. And so if you like the octopus bet, here's why I like it. Here's why I like the octopus bet. Both these quarterbacks can run. Both of them will sneak from the 1-yard line. I can absolutely see a Jalen Hurts quarterback sneak for a touchdown, and then going for 2 and him actually running it in on a 2-point play as well. Or them calling a specific quarterback run from the gun where he scores. Yeah. I like that. So the octopus bet, here's the crazy thing is I had never heard of the octopus bet until that Super Bowl. And I saw it before the game and I kind of was like, that's kind of interesting. I should put money on that. I didn't. And of course it hit. I was like, wait, why did I put money on that? And everybody was like, when they were talking about it, when it happened, everybody was like, at my Super Bowl party, what are they talking about? Octopus bet. I was like, I didn't know about it either. I just saw it before the game started. And I was so mad that I didn't put money on it. It was wild, but I still think that could be a good bet as well as the octopus bet. Toast, why I'm thinking just popped in my head. Another one that people like to bet on top of the coin toss is the national anthem over under. I saw a pod the other day. They said under. They said usually you want to go under if it's like a military person or someone else doing it. If it's like a musical star, you want to go over because they're going to really drag it out. It's a jazz musician from New Orleans. Take the over. He is going to rock this thing. Take the national anthem over bet. Jump on it right now. I don't have the odds in front of me, but I'm guessing it's going to be close to even odds. But I'm jumping on the over on that one. If you want another novelty bet out there, folks.
Yeah, I don't understand. You know what I understand? I don't know what's more difficult. Is actually doing all the research to actually place the bets, or actually finding the bets on your sheet in the first place. So I mean,
that's why we're doing this show early. So early is like it takes you that long to find these bets in the app because it's such a betting day and there's so much stuff that you can add to the mix. It's wild. So that's why we're trying to do this for you folks. We're trying to find these bets and let you know where they're at in case you want to jump on them because it has been it can get a little overwhelming. But I'm not gonna lie, it can be a little overwhelming trying to find these bets even if you want them. I was trying to think if there was anything else that was jumping out at me. Toast. You know what we need to do? I need to put a JT Parlay play of the day together.
Oh, definitely.
I'm not going to do it right now on the show. Usually I do on the show, but I need a little research. But I will put it on my X page at JT Orange. here's what I'm leaning. Here's what I'm thinking. Oh, Jamie's coming with some knowledge. I like it again. Here we go, Toast. John Batiste, who's doing the national anthem, 2017 NBA All-Star game. His rendition lasted approximately 1 minute and 29 seconds. 2017 U.S. Open, the performance was longer, clocking in at 146. What's
the over-under?
He says he wants to make it more memorable, so it could be longer. I agree. We need to find that over-under time. If it's anywhere near 145, Jamie, give me the over. If it's anywhere near 145, I think it's going over. So if it's 2 minutes, we're going to be pushing it. But if it's anything around 145, 150, I'm taking the over. Great, Jamie. Way to come through for the people, man. He said, Jamie says he thinks it's 202 right now. Oh, yeah, really pushing us on the market right there. Really pushing us at 202. That one's going to be close, man. 202. I felt like over 2, he could do it. Man, 202 is going to be close. Toast. I'm going to have to think that one over again.
Yeah, we got many other better bets, and I think that's going to be fun. But do you really want to start off your day with a loss? I mean, right off. Yeah. I'm sure it's minus 110, right? It's going to be even money one way or other, and I'm not really sure if I want to do that today.
All right, Toast. I'm going to just go off the top of my head here. If you can put them in, great. If you can't, I'm just going off the top of my head for a JT Parlay play of the day.
I'll put them in for you.
I have
a hard time finding them, but
I don't know if we can put them all in right now because I got to look. Sometimes they won't let you do it on the same game parlay. I do like AJ Brown over receiving yards.
Okay.
I like your Dallas Goedert receptions.
Okay.
I do like that. I don't know if you can get it in the same game parlay, but I like the Mahomes under pass attempts, like you talked about.
36.5 under. Okay.
I do like that. I do like the DeAndre Hopkins over receptions. Like 2 receptions?
Yep.
2? Sign me up for the over receptions on that.
Okay.
Who else in there? I like your Barkley pick. 2+ or 3+ receptions for Barkley.
I think it was 3+ receptions.
3+ was plus money, which is going to kick that same game.
Yeah, you can get 2.
Up.
You can get 2. I think it's a minus like 190 for 2.
I think that I like the 3. Let's get a 3 and kick that plus money way up. I like that a lot.
All right.
Do we dare see? We're gonna do a couple.
How about some defense in there?
Well,
or do you want to do a whole defense?
We're gonna do a couple. We're gonna do a couple TD parlays. So I'm gonna keep the TDs out of my same game parlay. I want to have stuff everywhere. So I'm gonna do no TDs in the same game parlay. I do like all those. I need to look up Jalen Hurts rushing yards. I think that one could be a nice over. It'll be interesting to see where he's at. I didn't look at it. That's one of the
if you want to get plus
40,
money
35
40 for a minus 109. If you want to get plus 154, you have to get up to 50. So 40 is the number, somewhere around there.
Like the 40. I like the 40. That's what I was thinking. I figured he would be around 40. I like the 40 on that one.
If you want to get it, how about rushing attempts for Hurts? There's quite a bit. If you want to get to the plus money, you got to get 10 rushing attempts. You got to think that maybe he's going to get to maybe 4 to 5 tush pushes. But then he's going to have to scramble around because the Chiefs do lead the league in quarterback
If
hurries.
we're throwing a same game parlay, we don't need plus.
No,
I could take a negative on that. So what's about 7? What's about 7 carries for
not enough. 6 is going to be minus 680. It wouldn't be worth putting it in there.
We don't want that. I'm gonna avoid that then. I'm probably over the yards then for him. I'm probably 40 plus yards.
Yeah, I'm looking for the over under on him instead of just the instead of the straight numbers here, but on the same game, I think you have to have. So let's go 40, okay. Hurts,
and I tell you what, man,
you like Mahomes?
We're gonna jump on those. I think that's a good mix. I'm gonna put that together and see where we're at. You know what? I was just thinking. Usually you can't put it in same game parlay, but what I like is the longest pass reception.
Uh-huh.
I kind of like AJ Brown for longest reception. I don't know what it is. Is it 20.5? Something like that? I think he gets one big play in this one at least.
Yeah. We'll have to I'll have to look at my job
We'll have to look.
see if I can actually find that.
We'll have to look around that one. That's what I'm going to look though. I'm going to look that up at AJ Brown longest pass reception, or just look up longest catch and don't look for the game, but just look for a player. I might look at that and see what AJ Brown's number is on that. Benny says, gonna need one of those giant offensive coordinator laying his sheets to track all these bets. It's like hold it up or like going through exactly like highlighter. Toast. This is where Toast comes through, Benny D. This is where Toast gets the whole list for us, puts it together, categorizes it. Toast is going to take a screen. He's going to take a pic. He's going to send it out to us. He's going to send it to the group chat. We might put it on. If you guys get lucky, Toast might throw it on his X page.
Well,
Toast Clark, but we've been talking about
Ben. If Ben can maybe today, if we do have a laminated sheet for him, only if you could actually wear some really, really dirty khakis and then stuff it in the front of his pants. That's what I want to see all day long.
Hey,
it'll be a little weird when he's sitting down, but
button-up shirt with the khakis, stuff in there. Wear the visor, Benny.
Yep.
Wear the visor, stuff it. Oh, it'd be fantastic.
Perfect. Yeah. Yep. JT, I'll find out those odds for you. And you can post it on X on the
I'll throw that on my page at JT Orange. We'll put it on the Fantasy and Frames page as well. I'm going to throw that JT Parlay play of the day together. Probably a 5 or 6 legger. I'm going to guess it's going to be plus 3,000 somewhere in that range. We'll see. We'll see when we get it all put together. But I'll put that together for everybody. Toast. We're coming up. Hour 15. We'll get out of here by 2. We got about 9-10 minutes left. I'm trying to look if there's anything else, especially bet-wise, that we like on here. Anything else that kind of jumps out at you? Like I said, the defensive, if you're just joining the show late, I did do my defensive props right off the bat, which I know a lot of people aren't defensive guys, but I'm an IDP guy. I'm going to re-give those to you in case you missed them. I had Justin Reed over 5.5 tackles and assists, Nick Bolton over 8.5 tackles and assists, Jalen Carter 3.5 tackles and assists, and Jaden Hicks 3.5 tackles and assists. Also, if you want a long shot, Jalen Carter is big money if you go for 2 sacks on Jalen Carter. I do like that. My typical betting nature is to get that plus money, Toast. But if I'm going just straight line, taking a bet, eating the juice, I'm taking Eagles plus 7 over 42.5. I'm teasing both those numbers. I'm teasing Eagles up from +1 to +7, and I'm teasing the over under down from 48.5 to 42.5. That's one we gave out right at the beginning of the show. Just wanted to put that one back out there for anyone who missed that at the begining of the show.
Yeah, I think it's -160, JT.
I think you're right. I think it's right on there. I think I got it. I think I got it right around that mark. So again, you're pushing it a little bit there, but I'm going to even it out with some of these long shot bets, which we love, the touchdown bets, some of the great ones. Another one, Toast, that Jamie said earlier in the show for anybody who missed that one. Eagles first quarter money line, Chiefs winning money line at the end was +500. That one I like a lot. I love Eagles to be up first quarter, but Chiefs to come back and win. I have a feeling in this game, Toast. I don't know what it is, but I have a feeling the Eagles are going to be up most of this game. But I think the Chiefs are going to come back and Mahomes is going to figure out a way to win it at the end. That's what they've done all year. They've literally done it all year. I think the Eagles are going to be up. Last time these two played in the Super Bowl, Eagles were up at halftime. I think they were up 10, if I remember correctly. It was 24-14, I think. And then, of course, they came back and won it right at the end. I think we might see a repeat of that. Eagles up early, playing well, and the Chiefs somehow, some way, figure out a way to get the win and get the three-peat.
Yeah, I'm excited. What time's kickoff?
We've got a 5:30 Central Time, 6:30 East Coast time. We know it's going to be a long stage of a lot of things happening. So if the game starts by 6, I'll be surprised, but I'll be ready to roll way before that. as a reminder, don't do what I did and wait to put in your crazy long odd bets 5 minutes before the game when they pull them down. Like I did on my Von Miller bet. I waited too long. They took it down 10 minutes before the game. Prop bets, people, remember this. Prop bets, novelty bets, they pull those early. They tend to pull those early. So do not wait till 10 or 15 minutes before the game to put your bet in, or you're likely to miss out.
Get him before 4. Get him before 4. Yeah.
You got a couple hours here. In the next 2 hours, it's probably going to take me and Toast 2 hours to put all the bets in we talked about today.
Yeah.
Finding them and putting them in and finding the best odds on which app. But hey, we're gonna do the work. We got another 6 months to wait for football. The only good thing for Toast, me and you, we got hockey.
Oh,
little dead time the next couple weeks, but we got our hockey. As a reminder, as we kind of close things out here, if you're into hockey, even if you're not, and you want to get into hockey, I suggest you get into hockey. You should listen to Around the Ice here on Fantasy Frames every Tuesday night, 9:30 Eastern Time, 8:30 Central. Me and Toast and our boy Aaron Tomatich on Around the Ice. We talk gambling, we talk fantasy hockey, we talk real life hockey. Do yourself a favor, get into hockey. If you're not into hockey, you're missing out. I'm just telling you right now. It's not football. Football is my favorite, but hockey is my second favorite right to football. So get into that. Follow us on the X at JT Orange, at Toast Clark. We are going to be putting up these bets. As we get these in, I'm going to screenshot them. I'm going to put them on there. So in case you didn't get them all written down like Toast, who is way better than me, he was writing them down as we were going in. I'm like going to go back and try to remember everything we talked about. I'm like, Toast, send me that sheet right now so I know what bets we're putting in. We're going to throw that all together for you guys. We'll put those bets online. Hopefully we hit something. Please be responsible. We're gambling. Don't gamble your bread, people. Don't be crazy, but have fun. Throw a couple bucks, sprinkle a little. Like we say, right, Toast, sprinkle. Just sprinkle. $1, $5, $10. Have fun with it. Don't be so nervous that you're like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my house. Don't be that person. That's not fun. There's no way. It's not fun to watch the game that way. Make it fun.
JT, I won $100 this morning on a hockey. The way I'm seeing it right now, I can use that however I like, and I'll probably use that to sprinkle on about 5 or 6 lotto tickets, and then put a sizable bet. And sizable for me is probably 50, and then put a sizable bet on somebody I really, really like around plus 200, and go from there. So that's and hey, if it wins, great. If not, well, it was money I didn't have this morning, and money I didn't have to dip into an account to get. So just have that mindset when you go into it.
Absolutely. Again, follow us on Fantasy and Frames, the Stew with JT Brew, all the shows on Fantasy and Frames. Great list of stuff. This time of year, things have slowed down. Everybody's taking a little bit of break, but hey, we've got NFL draft stuff for you. All kinds of stuff. Check that out. Mock drafts coming on the Stew with JT Brew. Dynasty evaluation. We're doing all kinds of rookie spotlights, so check that out. And I know the rest of the shows are getting ready to fire back up here in the next month. So get ready for all those. And again, like we said, if you need something, just hey, even if you don't like hockey, just come hang with us on Around the Ice Tuesday nights. Jump in the chat. Say hi. We appreciate it. Toast, thanks for jumping on with me this morning. We appreciate it. May all your bets hit and the trading never quit. We'll see you next time on the Stew with JT Brew. We're out of here. Everybody have fun at your Super Bowl party. Be safe.
You up on trades and wire moves, you ain't designed to lose. Find you jumping over seemingly nothing, racking up points, makes the game a little more fun to watch. Can drop release, we started with the mock draft and now we making a mockery of the leaderboard. Quite obviously not a scrub, so start an institute, make evaluations like a commissioner do. It's to the point your wife make you watch in a different room. Update your roster and pick and choose when you get some news. Not much that we enjoy more than sit through sifting through new statistics to make it to our end zones through different routes. Universities, institutes, down to homies who click in groups. I introduce you to the Stew with JT Brew.